Introduction: when your silence becomes her Anna GHTM. Imagine this. You wake up one morning and realize the war is over. Not because you won, not because she came back crying. You're stopped fighting. No texts, no calls, no paragraphs explaining yourself, no one last try. You just disappear. And in that moment, something strange happens. She expected fireworks, your panic, your begging, your attempts to fix things. She expected you to crumble under the weight of your emotions. But instead, she's met with silence. That silence is not empty. It's a statement. It's a mirror. It forces her to hear her own thoughts. Thoughts she was trying to drown out when she walked away. And for the first time, she wonders, did I make a mistake? You see, most men crumble. After heartbreak, they send long, rambling messages trying to reason with someone whose mind is already made up. They plead for closure. They replay the good times like a highlight reel, hoping nostalgia will be enough to make her come back. But here's the cold truth. All that does is prove one thing. You're still emotionally available to her. And in the brutal economics of attraction, emotional availability to someone who has already left is the biggest form of weakness you can display. But you're about to do something different. Chapter 1. The power of DISCPPEA are a picture of this. She's sitting on the edge of her bed late at night, phone in hand. The screen lights up.
What?
But it's not you. It's never you anymore at first. She told herself it didn't matter. He's probably just busy. And a few days passed. Maybe he's hurt. Maybe he needs time. A week later, that little whisper inside her says something she didn't want to hear. He's moved on. That's the moment the silence stops feeling peaceful and starts feeling heavy. Here's what most men don't understand, people. Don't value what's always available. As long as she knows you're lingering in the background, she has no reason to miss you. No reason to question her decision, but the second you disappear, really disappear, something inside her psychology starts shifting. It's not magic. It's not manipulation. It's scarcity psychology. The human brain places the highest value on what it can't have. Think about it. Why do people line up overnight for the latest phone release? Why does a discontinued product suddenly sell for 10 times its original price? It's because when something becomes rare, it becomes desirable. You've been showing up for her every time she opened that door now. The door is locked, and here's the part that twists the knife you didn't slam. In anger, you just walked away without a word. That unsettles her more than any angry text ever could. But here's the catch. This only works if you mean it. If your silence is just a tactic, if deep down you're sitting there waiting for her to notice, you've already lost. Real power comes from letting go. It's completely because disappearing isn't. Weakness, it's self-respect in motion. You're not vanishing to make her miss you. You're vanishing because your time, energy, and peace are too valuable to beg for someone's recognition. And yet, as the days pass, she'll feel that void. She'll notice the absence. And at 1:47 a.m., she'll scroll through your old photos. Wondering if she took you for granted, she thought you'd beg. Now your silence is breaking her. Chapter 2. Control what you can. Ignore the RST the day she left. The sky didn't fall. It felt like it did. The weight in your chest said otherwise. But if you looked outside, the world kept moving. Cars still passed. People still laughed. The sun still rose. That's when a truth begins to sink in. Life doesn't pause for heartbreak. Most men fight this truth. They stay up late, replaying every conversation, dissecting every word, every glance. Was it the argument we had last month? Did she meet someone else? What if I'd just done this differently? The problem? Every second you spend in that mental loop is a second stolen from your own growth. You can't control her feelings, you can't control her decisions, but you can control how you respond, how you carry yourself, the kind of man you become after this, eh? The stoic man lives by a simple truth. There are things you control. There are things you don't. The moment you stop wasting energy on the second category, you become untouchable. Think of it like this. You're a captain at sea. A storm is coming. The winds change as the waves rise. You can't stop the storm, but you can choose how to steer your ship. You either grip the wheel and adjust your course, or you let the ocean toss you wherever it wants. And if you let her decisions dictate your path, you've already surrendered the wheel. The psychology behind it in the female mind. Control equals strength. When you stop overreacting to her moves, when you carry yourself with calm decisiveness instead of desperate reactivity, you shift the power dynamic instantly. She expected you to cling. You moved forward without hesitation. That unsettles her more than any confrontation. Cinematic beat. Somewhere out there, she's telling herself you're probably still thinking about her, and maybe you are, but not in the way she imagines. You're not replaying the past. You're rebuilding your future. Chapter 3. Indifference is a Maggie and cheese. So you were just resting, taking a little space, letting your emotions cool off. She pictured you pacing in your apartment, scrolling through her social media, hovering over the send message button, waiting for the moment you'd break. She assumed sooner or later you'd crack and send that familiar line, "I miss you." Only that message never comes. The transformation she didn't see coming while she imagined you were frozen in the same pain she left you in. You were busy turning that pain into fuel. You started showing up differently, not just in your own eyes, but in the way the world sees you. Your shoulders sit higher. Your voice steadies. Your phone stops being a weapon of self-torture, and instead becomes a tool for building, networking, learning, upgrading your world. Every man goes through the breakup storm, but not every man comes out of it with a sharpened edge. And this is where indifference becomes magnetic, because the version of you she left no longer exists. You've leveled up mentally, physically, emotionally, and financially. You've built habits that feed your confidence instead of drain it. And now, when she looks your way through mutual friends, social media, or just that sixth sense people get, she sees a man who doesn't need her anymore. That stings deeper than any silence ever could. Why indifference? Works the psychology. The female mind is tuned to notice shifts in status, strength, and self-sufficiency. When you were emotionally reactive, she felt safe knowing she had influence over you. Now, your emotional energy is invested elsewhere in yourself, your mission, your growth. You've stopped orbiting her world and started building your own gravity. And here's the twist. When you become a man who doesn't need her, you often become the man she wants. The subtle signals she feels, they'll feel it in ways you don't even notice. The absence of your name lighting up her phone, the lack of your usual like on her new post, the fact that when she finally reaches out, you're not instantly available. These aren't games. This is what life looks like when you've reclaimed your focus. Cinematic beat. Somewhere across town, she scrolls past a photo of you, maybe at the gym, maybe out with friends, maybe just looking sharper than she remembers. Her stomach tightens because suddenly she realizes the man she left isn't waiting anymore. Chapter 4. WHEN. She realizes you're gone for first. She tells herself she's fine. She's got options. She's doing her thing. But then, something unexpected creeps in. Silence. It's not the kind of silence she controlled, the one where she ignored your texts, just to see how you'd react. No, this silence is different. This silence is permanent. The moment it hits her, it might be weeks. It might be months. But there comes a night, usually when she's alone, when it hits her. You're not coming back. It's not that you've blocked her. It's not that you've posted angry rants online. It's the opposite. You've disappeared. Without bitterness. Without drama. Without leaving barrettes. And that, right there, is what shakes her. The reverse pursuit switch, you see. Most men give their exes an endless safety net. They'll answer every call, reply to every hate text, like every Instagram selfie, just to keep some thread of connection alive. But you cut the thread. Not out of revenge, but out of self-respect. You've shown through your actions, not your words, that your life is moving forward, whether she's in it or not. And that's when curiosity becomes obsession. Why this works. The scarcity principle psychologically. People value what they might lose more than what they already have. When she believed you were still orbiting her world, there was no urgency now. She's looking at a closed door. Eh? Door she's not sure she still has the key for. That scarcity flips the emotional equation. She's no longer thinking about why she left. She's thinking about what she's lost. Cinematic beat. She's lying. In bed, staring at the ceiling, her phone is in her hand. She types your name into the search bar and sees nothing. There's no likes, no comments, no views. The absence feels louder than any argument you ever had, foreshadowing, and so. She makes the first move, maybe a casual text, maybe a story reaction, maybe a mutual friend accidentally mentioning her. But here's where most men break the frame and lose their power. Chapter 5. The temptation trap when she finally breaks the silence. Your pulse jumps. It doesn't matter if it's been a month, 6 months, or a year. There's still that familiar spark in your chest. Your phone lights up her name. The first instinct. To respond instantly, to pick up exactly where things left off. To take this as proof she finally realized